The political parties are calling for the resignation of Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli. The Premier seems undeterred by all the criticisms as he looks to further tighten his grip on the government reins. As per the latest development, the ruling party's statute has been amended again, paving way for the parliamentary party leader, that is Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, to exercise more power within the party. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Action initiated against 4 UML leaders, including Madhav Nepal. Party statute amended to give more authority to the parliamentary party leader. Nepal faction submits 5-point note of dissent to Chairman Oli. The faction says they will continue to fight against the high-handedness of the Premier. Government's move to add additional cities in the 8 billion rupee project results in the scattering of budget, result far from satisfactory. And India clinched the 5-match T20 series against England with a powerful display in the decisive encounter. Snatch a 36-run victory to take the series 3-2. The Central Committee meeting of the ruling CPN-UML has initiated action against 4 influential leaders of Madhav Kumar Nepal faction. The Central Committee meeting held yesterday afternoon at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwata decided to seek clarification from leaders Madhav Kumar Nepal, Bhim Rawal, Surendra Pandey and Ghanshyam Bhushal. However, the meeting did not take any decision on other leaders of the Nepal faction who were running parallel activities. The leaders of the Nepal faction were engaged in parallel activities protesting against the decision taken by Prime Minister and Party Chair K.P. Sharma Oli on 12th of March earlier this month. The Nepal faction also conducted National Assembly on 17th and 18th of March earlier this week, calling decisions taken by the Prime Minister as unilateral. Meanwhile, the ruling CPN-UML has amended the party statute in a bid to make the leader of the parliamentary party more powerful. The amendment has the provision of the parliamentary leader suspending any other leader deemed to be working against the interest of the party for at least 6 months. The latest move has been taken to counter the challenge posed by leaders from Madhav Nepal faction that seems bent on breaching the party whip. Prior to this, there was a provision to suspend the lawmakers by the Central Committee under the recommendation of the parliamentary party. Likewise, the provision on nominating the deputy leader of the parliamentary party has been amended as the authority is now completely enshrined with the leader of the parliamentary party. Earlier, there was a provision to appoint the deputy leader by the party itself. 3 lawmakers from the Nepal faction met with the Prime Minister yesterday and handed a 5-point note of dissent. The note of dissent has been signed by 38 lawmakers from this faction. CPN-UML senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal has said that his faction has no intention of splitting from the mother party. Addressing the inaugural meet of National Cadres meet of this faction, leader Nepal explained that he had a long-time partnership with Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, which prevented the faction from breaking ties with the mother party. Nepal at the same time flayed the Prime Minister for his autocratic ways and that his faction would continue to fight against what he said the high-handedness of Premier Oli. Saying that he firmly believed in the unification of the party, Nepal also claimed that he led the mainstream in the party since his faction enjoyed the majority in the central and other committees. The government 10 years ago had selected 10 different areas around Mid-Hill Highway for development of new cities. These places have failed to turn into a well-managed city. Meanwhile, the government's move to add additional smart cities in the 8 billion rupee project has only resulted in the scattering of budget. We have more in this report. The government had declared of constructing modern cities and managed settlement in various districts of the country. The government had selected areas between Panchthar's Fidim and Baitari's Patan in its initial plan of developing such cities around Mid-Hill Highway. Surkhet's Ganga and Bhutan's Phingri were added to the list in 2016-17. The number of locations reached 27 in the same year as 10 places on the postal highway and 5 districts of Tarai region were added. 13 more locations were added to the list in between 2015 and 17 in the name of smart cities. The government in 2018 declared of developing Lukla, Siaprubesi, Jomsom, Simikot and Martari as hill stations. The government prepared a documented plan for 10 mountainous districts by adding 5 more places to the list only this year. The government had listed 50 different places in the name of developing new cities as of now. Meanwhile, the government has made no progress on the project other than conducting household surveys and preparing a master plan. A view tower has been constructed in Fedim's Ramite in Pachthar at a cost of 60 million rupees in the name of urban development. Agriculture Production Collection Center in Dharding's Galchi and Recreational Park in Tanahu's Dumre Customs are the major progress till date. Over 8 billion rupees has been spent within a decade in the name of new city development. The concept was introduced to thwart the exodus of people from rural to urban areas and raise the general standard of living. However, given the progress so far, the ambitious plan has been limited to paperworks. The number of applications for trademarks at the Department of Industry has exceeded 40,000. The companies are vying for trademarks for the promotion of their local product. The government, meanwhile, has not been able to facilitate the trademark registration process. We have more in this report. Jujudhau, a yogurt delicacy from Bhaktapur, is looking for branding for national and international recognition. Department of Cottage and Small Industries, Bhaktapur, has already submitted an application for trademark registration for Jujudhau. Following the registration of the trademark, the other outlets won't be able to use the brand name. Likewise, trademark has also been sought for the other locally produced goods such as Bhatgaule Topi or traditional caps, Hakupatasi, Taichin beaten rice, handicraft items, among others. Some 1,689 applications have been filed for trademark registration. However, the Department of Industry has a lengthy process and has not been able to facilitate the calls for registration. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the tailoring entrepreneurs in Lamjung what should be done for skill development training in their field. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सिप विकासको तालिमसँगै उहाँलाई इन्टर्नशिपको व्यवस्था पनि गरिनुपर्छ।
उत्पादन गरेका सामग्रीहरू विदेशमा पनि प्रतिस्पर्धा हुने ढङ्गले हामीले व्यवस्थापन गर्नका लागि राज्यले उचित ढङ्गले व्यवस्थापन गर्ने, राज्यले लगानी गर्ने र राज्यले सहुलियत दरमा ऋणको व्यवस्थापन गरिदिने।
सिप सिकेर पनि उहाँहरूले जुन महिलाहरू गम्मीहरू छन् उहाँहरूले पसल खोल्न सकेका छैनन् किनभने त्यो गुणस्तर छैन।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Here's the question: what could be the reason for extending list of new city projects without desired result? Your options are A, no preparations, B, political interest, and C, lack of resources. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.